Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Lebanon Board of Park Commissioners. I'd like to call the meeting to order and let the record show that all members are present except Diane Scott and Karen Galvin. Now, if everyone's, you want to do election first, or do you want to wait till we have,
We did it after the minutes last year. I just was confused on which way to do it, and I didn't really check. So it really, it can go after minutes or right now, whatever you want to do on election of officers, but we need to do it for the 2024.
Okay.
They're required to get a vote, a positive vote.
Four.
4 of the 7. So if only one of us votes no, then
Yeah. That's why, do you want to wait till we have everybody here?
Okay, yeah. Okay,
Okay, we'll put it off till the next meeting.
okay.
Okay, if everyone's had a chance to look at the minutes, I'd entertain a motion to approve the minutes. I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carried. So Kevin will not be here tonight.
No, I'll fill in for Kevin. I just update a little bit.
Okay.
Just the projects and objectives for 2024, the fishing pier at the conservation pond, that's secured with the American Rescue Plan money, so we're actually getting bids on that currently. The restroom and trailhead, that's another one that is American Rescue Plan, so monies are secured for it. There again, I'm not sure where we are on that project. Kevin's handling all the bids on that. Master plan and at the old street department, I am included on that, so monies are secured for all the master plan and for the environmental on that. That was a Brownsfield, and then I think there's also American Rescue Plan money that's helping us out, no, there's other monies that are helping active living for the master plan at the old street department, so that will be accomplished this year also. Remove and replace the playground at Abner Longley. We had a great donation from Kiwanis Club, so that will be with some of our capital money. We'll rip that out at the Abner Longley and replace it. That will be a community build, probably after July 4th, probably July, August time frame is what we're going with. Then we will update the park impact fees this year. That's something I will be working on this summer. We have to update those every 4 years, so that's due up next year, so we'll get that in line. Complete the phase 1 of Stone Eater Bike Park and open it hopefully this August. Obviously, Kevin told you about the bid that came in for the parking area where it was $1 million more than what it should be, and that's going back out for bid. But we've been working quite a bit out there. Our crews and a little bit from the Department of Public Works has helped out, so we're moving along pretty good pace at that. Everybody, the monies are secured, 90% of them, I think, for all that, except for the $1 million for the parking, and that's getting rebid, so hopefully that'll come in under the frame that we need. And then we have to install the disc golf course. As soon as weather warms up, we're going to stick those in the ground. We already have the course already lined out, and that was thanks to Deb Schmucker and helping us out with that, and that's paid for from American Rescue Plan money also. The projects that we're still looking to get funding for are paving at Reese Park, the pickleball courts at Abner Longley and at Memorial Park. We'll have to patch them, which we would have had to do anyway because the maintenance on them will not happen till after the end of the summer, basically, when contractors can get out. Walking path at Abner Longley and the lighting at Abner Longley, those are also waiting on funding to help us out with those projects.
And what about, the parking is still scheduled to be done this year, the parking lot?
The parking at Reese Park, there again, we're waiting on funding to try and figure out how we can fund that, so yes.
Have a bid on that? Or
Nothing's gone out as of today. Yeah, I know that Kevin's working on that, and I don't know where we are exactly on it, but I know over the holidays, not a lot of progress in the last 3 or 4 weeks.
And I guess I was assuming the pickleball courts were going to be redone in the spring, but no.
Yes, no, the contractors can't get out, and that hasn't even been put out for bid. We're, there again, Kevin's taken over control all the projects, so those are going back out for bid to be done. And hopefully he'll be here in February and be able to update even more on the projects. That's what I know as of today.
Okay, yes, I'd like to know a little bit where we stand on those, because those were proposed for this year.
Yes, they were. The only ones I can tell you that for sure we have money secured and all that are the ones that I told you, those first
Right,
ones.
okay.
The others, money's not secured as of this point,
Okay,
to my knowledge.
okay. Anybody have any questions? You want to go ahead with new business, the
Yeah,
rental
what we're
fee?
looking at, the new business, we have quite a bit of pressure on renting the Memorial Park baseball field, and we put quite a bit of money in that, $3,500 for the pitching mound, let alone all the applications we do for fertilizing, weed control, mowing it, maintaining it, brick dust, just a lot of man hours too of working on that. We rent it out, mostly the high school, that's their varsity field. They help us out financially with part of that. However, we rent it out to 2 leagues is what we've done in the past. One of them's the Indiana Baseball League, and the other one's Hoosier Town Ball. If they aren't respectful, we don't let them, we kick them out. We had to do that with another group last year. They didn't maintain the property very well, so they aren't allowed back, basically. The fees are awfully cheap. I called around and checked to other park systems. Some of them don't charge anything, but if we do that, that ball diamond be torn up. So I would like to ask the board if they would approve bumping that fee up from $25 per game up to $75 per game. There again, there's also teams that want to come out and practice, and I kind of discourage that. I ask them to go to Abner Longley and play on the softball field. Again, because we have so much money in it, in the mounds, they come in there and they dig up home plate, and then a lot of repair work, and clay isn't cheap as it was, and just a lot of work. So that's where I'm at with that. And the softball diamond, I think the fee, $10 per hour. There used to be no fee on that also. The reason we put a $10 fee because people would go to practice when Little League fires up, and they practice for 2 and 3 hours, and they wouldn't let anybody else in. So we thought if we put a $10 hour and a half limit or hour limit on their practice times, that way it was fair to everybody to come in and kind of police themselves that way. You know, hey, I have a rental form, I can rent it for an hour. That way nobody's hogging the field, basically. So I'm fine with that if the board is okay with that also.
Want to leave this at $10?
I think so. We have the Little League that just approached us last week or a week before that Allison's working with. They want to rent the field all summer long while their baseball season, and we just can't do that. There's too many families or little groups that come out and practice. And I just don't think that's right to do that. I'd love your opinions on that also, of what you think. Little League doesn't let them practice, I guess, on their fields, so they're trying to get our field out at Abner Longley that for their practices, I guess. It's not an overflow of their group of kids because they don't have that many, and I think a rule in there where, you know, you're allowed to rent a couple 2 weeks prior or something like that, which I'll put in place a policy. I'm trying to address that one too, but I think $10 is fair for the softball diamond.
The rental, just anybody can play on it, but this says that if a group pays for it, they get that.
Yes,
kind of
that's the, yeah,
situation.
if there's a group out playing, they get to play all day long for free, but if somebody has a rental for them, just like our rentals, our shelters, if a group goes out, it's not being used and they use it, that's fine, but yeah, if somebody comes in with a rental for them, you gotta move out, they come in. And I've had a few calls on that on shelters. I was having a lot at baseball or at the softball diamond down at Abner, so that's why the $10 fee. That way they have a receipt. Hey, we've got use of the field from 6 to 7, you know? Yeah, because people were hogging it for 3 hours. No, it wouldn't let anybody play, and everybody likes to practice on a field, so that's just my thoughts. I think $25 is too cheap for our field. I think $75 to $100 is more reasonable. They come and run a tournament and they can make thousands, and you know, we don't get any money for that basically.
That's not 75 an hour, that's just flat 75.
A game,
'Cause
yeah.
that won't pay for the lights, will it?
Yeah, it will. Actually, the 75 a game would. Yeah, what we've
Okay.
done in the past is $25 and then they pay the utility bills.
Okay.
And that Hoosier Town Ball had Indiana Baseball League, they're fantastic. They work the field, they do everything. They leave it in great shape. Had problems with seeds that they were spitting, and I told them about it, boom, that stopped immediately, which I know that sounds minor, but when you're trying to clean up these places, it's pretty big, yeah.
So you're doing 75 plus utilities or just?
Yes, 75 plus utilities.
Okay, and you're trying to, and what you want to do with the baseball field is make it for game purposes only?
Yes,
Okay,
yeah. And high school practice. I mean, there's an
Right.
agreement there because we use their pool, like we just used it on the 20th to recertify 10, 15 kids,
Right.
recertification. And we do our lap swimming twice a week out there for no charge. It's kind of a swap.
and that you'll put this all together in a
Yes.
document that they sign and they pay and,
Exactly. And I got to make sure they all have their insurance and all that up,
Right.
everything, yeah.
and what about on the
Liability.
softball field? Do they have to have insurance?
They do. There's
Okay.
the permits, or they have to sign off, and somebody's responsible for all that also, yeah. Same thing with all our shelters, and we updated our shelters for liability purposes after the attorney looked at it too.
Okay, so you're proposing to do the baseball field at 75,
Yes,
and this is the current pricing for softball field.
yes,
Is that what you're doing now?
yeah.
And, okay, you guys are comfortable with those?
We are, because it's basically the same groups, or once Little League teams, they all come in, and yeah, they're very respectful, I guess you'd
Okay.
say. So we haven't had any issues with that yet. Everybody, since we have the $10 fee, everybody's a lot more respectful.
Well, I think a little fee gives a little bit more.
Yeah. Per hour, yeah.
That's reasonable to use.
Yeah.
50 extra, how many games do you get? Like, so it's 50 extra per game, per whatever. I mean, that's decent money. Is all that money going right back into the field itself?
Sure does. Yeah, we have to, yeah, we kind of, yeah, easily and more. Yeah, unfortunately, we use a lot of facility repairs on that also. The money's there. The high school is very good about splitting costs with us, or adjusting that. And the scoreboard that they donated, things like that. So they do make upgrades, netting and safety stuff that we've done there too.
Need a motion on this?
I run it by you, and if you guys are okay with it, I'd like to go forward with that, if that's good. We good?
You guys know more about this.
Yeah, I appreciate,
You know,
yeah.
Mr. Richard Sam,
It really
but-
relieves Taylor a lot too, with the calls and trying to figure and argue. There's a lot of teams that are going rogue or what have you, going out. I don't know what the names of them are, but they're going out and wanting to rent the field and practice and all that, and they just tear up the field and do quite a bit of damage. Obviously, it's cheaper here than it is to go to Westfield and play on those parks, and there again, and Frankfurts are always utilized by other groups, so yeah, I think this will work out just fine.
You guys are comfortable and, this gives you some control.
Okay, I thank you, and I'll run it through the legal too, so we have the contract right and all that, all the legal stuff. I appreciate it.
Because it still seems really,
It is. It's still, yeah. But there again, a lot of parks don't even have baseball fields. I was surprised at that. I was calling Greenwood and Franklin. I know they have private sectors that do it. Westfield has Grand Park, so, that's a whole different beast. And as we grow, I think these numbers will change quite a bit as our city grows. And if we get a nicer facility or bigger facility, obviously the costs will be more. But for now, I think it works just fine.
unless anybody has any objections.
Okay. Thank you.
We're up with the directors.
Okay, director's report. I don't know if I told you last month, but Caleb Skank, a 6.5-year employee, he went on and moved on to the utility, so thank goodness we keep him in the city. He just wanted to change to go over there. Obviously, he can make some more money at utilities, and he was very heartbroken to leave the group, pretty attached to all of us. He's missing his family, I'm sure, the Park family, but we wish him the best of luck, and I'm sure he'll do great for the utilities. He's going to be a lineman, and just he did a great job for us, and I want to thank him for that. We have we had 3 job openings down in maintenance with Caleb's exit, and we just hired one last week. She'll be starting the 10th, Megan. And then we have 3 or 4 other prospects. I've interviewed a couple good ones. Billy and I have an interview at 9 o'clock in the morning, another one, and I think we have 2 other interviews, and then we'll make a decision on the other 2 positions we have. And I think we hopefully can get it. Obviously, December, everybody had a lot of vacation time in, so we had a staff from 4 to 1 people or 1 person working during the winter season. In fact, this week, I think we've had 4 to 5 off all week. So the Christmas lights are going down now. But December was a productive month with Christmas in the Cabin and Christmas parade. Main event carriages were able to come back to Memorial Park for 2 evenings to provide more carriage rides to the public. I think one of them sold out very quick again, but it was nice of them to come back and think of us after our carriage rides that we did at Christmas in Park. We're beginning to plan for our 2024 events, along with setting up personnel for managing and leadership roles at Seashore Water Park. Thomas had a full class of lifeguards for a recertification class. I think that was on December 20th, right in there that time. He does a great job, and everybody passed, so that was really good. They're recertified. Pool parties are being booked at a steady pace, along with dog park members updating shots and renewing memberships. I know we were concerned about pool parties raising that price, but boy, they haven't stopped. They're back at it, and it didn't deter them at all or hurt them, to my knowledge. We'll fill up again with all our pool parties, so I appreciate that also. We will be hosting open interviews for Seashore Water Park in February and March. Maintenance helped load another container of medical equipment, books, and other essentials for Malawi project. We've done, I think that was our 4th container, Billy, is that right? 5 containers this year, which is outstanding. 3 this year? 3 this year. They're currently working on removal and storing of the Christmas decorations. Pretty well have Memorial Park wrapped up. The downtown tree will be removed tomorrow, and early next Tuesday morning, be removing all the hanging Christmas decorations downtown and on Main Street. We're also working on servicing equipment and trail and bike park cleanup. They're again doing a lot of work on the trimming back everything on the trail, and then out at bike park making the path where these contractors will be coming in soon. As soon as weather breaks a little bit, they'll be coming in and actually putting our track in at Stone Eater Bike Park. And for the most part, other than all those other projects that we're working on at the start of the meeting, that's where we're at, and that's all.
Thank you. I thought the park looked really nice this year with all the decorations, and of course, you can't beat the downtown tree.
It is gorgeous. It got a lot of compliments again this year, and I just love those poles that are wrapped. I wish we could keep them up longer, but they'll get vandalized, so the best, get them
Yeah,
down, unfortunately.
absolutely.
But now I got a lot of, it's nice, tasteful, I think. The guys did a good job, and they got into it after the first couple of days. It's getting them out there at first, but after that, the guys want to decorate more, believe it or not, which is outstanding. But they did a fantastic job this year.
I thought it looked really
Yeah.
nice.
And I did talk to Frankfurt today, and they said, "You don't want to do this." This is what they said. And I said, "No, I sent them your way. We're just fine with our decorations, so if you want to get really bright lights and all that, you can go to Frankfurt." But yeah, they said they'll be taking them down for weeks, and they had a lot of volunteers to help get them. They start right after July and start putting them up, so there's a lot of time there, and yeah, we have other things to do right now. We're pretty busy, so. But it's nice. I think it was
it
good.
looks nice. It's tasteful.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, and that tree goes down tomorrow. That's a sad thing. Everybody will miss it.
Went fast.
Sure did. Well, thank you.
Is there anything else to come before the board this evening? Not. If everyone's had a chance to look at the claims, I'd entertain a motion to approve the claims. I have a motion. Do I have a second? I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion carried. Now I entertain a motion to adjourn.
I motion that we adjourn the meeting.
I have a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Here, you can do it.
Okay. I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion carried. Thank you for joining us this evening.
Thank you.